If you're thinking about farming, one option to get started pretty much right away is microgreens. Today, I'm giving you 5 reasons why starting a microgreens business is a good idea. Welcome to Modern Grower. I'm Diego, Diego. Thanks for watching. If you're new here and you don't know anything about me, I own the company, Modern Grower. We sell tools, seeds, and supplies to market gardeners. I've also done a lot of podcasts in my career and talked to a lot of farmers over the years, hundreds of them over the past decade, and I've learned a lot. My goal for this channel is to share what I've learned from farmers with you so you can run a profitable farm business. That's really what this channel is about. The profitability of farming and what can we do to steer towards profits and avoid failure or losses, I guess, at the end of the day. So I've done a video in the past on why you should not start a microgreen business, because I want to be very clear up front. Starting a microgreen business isn't for everyone. And unlike the courses out there that would have you believe that it is for everyone and you can make so much bank doing it, it's not for everybody. And there's a lot of reasons you should not do it. So go check out that video on the channel if you're at all hesitant or after watching this video. But if you're on the other side of the fence and microgreens are for you and you want to go for it, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why it's a really good, compelling business model within the agricultural umbrella. The first is microgreens are high-value crops. And when you're a small-scale farmer, that's the key to making it work. You don't have a lot of space, you don't have a lot of land, so you make your money, you make your living selling crops that have the highest possible value that you can grow. That's why a lot of people grow cannabis. There's a high dollar value associated with it. It's why a lot of farmers aren't growing corn and soy on a small scale. It's a low-value crop. Microgreens intrinsically are a high-value crop for consumers, for grocery stores, and for restaurants. They have a relatively low cost of production compared to what you will sell them for. And they can be sold at high prices because of culinary value and perceived benefits. A lot of health educators like Dr. Rhonda Patrick and others have done a great job promoting to the public on why microgreens are so good. The vegan juicing community has done that. They are doing all the marketing for you, saying, eat living greens, eat raw food, eat sprouts, eat the most nutrient-dense food that you can. They're out there screaming from their soapbox about that. And a lot of people identify with that, rightly so. And they ultimately need somewhere to go to get the goods. Hey, do you have any microgreens? Why, I just happen to have some. Broccoli, as a matter of fact. Ooh, sulforaphane. I love that. It fights cancer. Allegedly. Don't flag me, YouTube. So there's this public perception behind microgreens, and that's boosted the value. Microgreens they're lettuce and spinach and kale with much better publicity. Because those things are all healthy and good for you, but microgreens just have a better publicist at the end of the day. And that leads them to being very high value. They're high value, $20 to $30 per tray. That's a standard 10-20 tray, about this big. 10 inches by 20 inches in that small footprint. You can grow a crop that's $10 to $20 in retail value, sometimes even higher if it's a unique niche crop. Of course, that's not all profit, but we're just talking retail value right now. So there's a lot of potential for profits here because that tray has a relatively low cost into it. Don't get me wrong, there's costs. The biggest cost is going to be labor when you grow microgreens, but it's offset very much so by the high retail cost, the retail price of microgreens. So that's the number one reason why you should consider getting into this on a small scale. They're high value crops. And whenever you see high value crops that are staples that are popular, there's an opportunity there potentially in your market. So if you can find that opportunity, set up shop and start selling them and just run a profitable business, and you should do well, assuming you could sell enough of them. The second reason to look into starting a microgreen business are low startup costs. This is why so many people go into microgreens, and I think it's also why so many people fail at the microgreen business. The barrier to entry to starting a microgreen business is pretty much nothing. I can order the supplies from shop.moderngrower.co, bing, bing, or Amazon or something, and I can have the supplies to start my microgreen business tomorrow. It's literally that easy. I don't need extra space. Unless I'm living out of a trash can or my car, I can start a microgreen business where I live. It doesn't take a lot of room. On a small shelf that's 4 feet wide and 6 feet high, you can fit 16 trays and be producing 16 trays at a time, $30 each, and that's, do the math, $480 worth of value per week. Not bad for a business just getting started. So low startup costs, they attract a lot of people and they make it easy to get into. But like anything that's easy, when a bunch of people flock to it, they find, oh, it's easy to start. It's not easy to keep going and to finish. It's like working out. We're halfway through January right now. It was real easy for everybody to start working out in January. But once you put the weights on the squat bar and you get 10 reps deep and your thighs are burning, enough is enough. I'm tapping out. And that's really, I think, how the microgreen curve works. If you watch a lot of the anti-microgreen business videos out there, I don't think they give the business a fair rep. I think that people just aren't cut out to run a business, and that's okay. But nonetheless, low startup costs, easily less than $500 to get started in selling today. And you could sell to neighbors, to local establishments, be it restaurants or grocery stores. And it makes it really, really easy. If you look at all the farming out there, market gardening through large scale farming with everything in between, cattle, sheep, pigs, chickens, orchards, microgreens are on the low startup end. So that's the second reason to consider starting a microgreen business is there's low startup costs. You don't have to save a ton of money to do it. And combined with the high value crops reason number one, it can be very profitable and lucrative to get into. It's also space efficient. I talked about that. You can start outside of your apartment, or inside your apartment, in a garage, in a basement, in a small rental office or rental suite. You can grow a ton of product in a very, very small space. I mean, that's why these things they're like spaceship type food. Think about a spaceship. There's not a lot of room in there. We want to grow nutrient dense food. What are we going to grow? Let's grow a bunch of microgreens because we can cycle them fast, a lot of nutrient value in them, and they don't take up a lot of space to grow. Small rack, 16 trays, rack after rack after rack. You can go vertical real easy. So to a lot of people, that's attractive. I don't have land. I don't have a big house. I don't have a barn out back. I don't have a huge garage. No problem with microgreens. Extremely space efficient for people who are limited in space, where any other type of farming just isn't an option. The number 4 reason for starting a microgreen business, quick turnaround time. Oh, what the hell does that mean? Why is that even important? Quick turnaround time means quick cash flow. And in any business, whether you're selling microgreens or makeup or fitness products or water, you want quick turnaround time. You want to start something or produce it and sell it as fast as you possibly can, because that means my cost of buying the material gets returned to me very quick when I sell it. What you don't want to do, or what's really hard, is say something like cattle. That's a long turnaround time, and it can be a lucrative business, but that's at the opposite end of the spectrum. I have to raise a calf for 12, 18 months and then finally butcher it and put it in the freezer. That's 18 months to get my money back. That ties up that cash for that amount of time. That can be hard in a business because you don't have cash flow going and you might want that cash for something else. In microgreens, I mean, it's crazy. Well, that cow's just, learning how to chew grass and take dumps. You're harvesting your first batch of microgreens because from seeding to harvest, it can be 7 to 10 days, depending on your growing environment, extremely quick. There are very few businesses besides all the ones that are scammy that they promote here on YouTube and TikTok that you can start and sell something within 2 weeks for less than $500. It almost sounds too good to be true. It sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme, and that's why microgreens get a bad rap, because it gets lumped into that. It gets misconstrued to be that. But if you step out of that mindset and say, hey, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, that's not how I'm approaching it. I'm approaching this strategically like many of the successful microgreen farmers who are out there. I've had a lot of them on my podcast before, and I approach this as a business. It can work. And this quick turnaround time is very beneficial for getting cash flow going. The other huge benefit, this is reason number 5, is year-round production. No sun, no problem. Cold outside, no problem. Short day length, no problem. We got LED lights. We can grow indoors all day long. The cannabis industry has done an amazing way forging a path forward with indoor grow technology, much of which you can adapt to growing microgreens. And you don't need anything complex like fans and filters and all this fancy stuff, just some basic grow lights, which are now crazy cheap on places like Amazon. And you can grow your microgreens all year round. That's a huge win because a lot of the country has things called winter, I think. I don't know. Is winter even a thing? I've lived in San Diego for 20 years. Do they still have winter in other parts of the country? They do? Okay. All right. So I guess there is still winter in other parts of the country, and that restricts what you can grow. Colder temperatures, shorter day lengths, no problem for microgreens because you can grow indoors, which means cash flow, 52 weeks a year. The other great thing about that is if you can grow microgreens indoors in the winter, the other farmers, market farmers or other farmers in your area can't grow greens as well outdoors. So your local market might be starved of greens. And for people that want them, you can supply them reliably in abundance. There's nothing restricting you except your own constraints of your production system. So for the health conscious people that want nutrient-dense, chlorophyll-filled solar collectors come winter, you're their hookup. You're the source. So these are 5 amazing reasons to start a microgreen business. High value crops, low startup cost, space efficiency, quick turnaround time, and the ability to produce year round. If you're looking to jump into the farm space, consider starting a microgreen operation. Asterisk. Here's the warning part of the video. This doesn't guarantee success. That doesn't mean all microgreen businesses are going to work in every area of the country. There might already be one in your area that's saturated the market. There might already be somebody crushing it. So you have to find another niche or another market to make it work. If you want to learn more about the downside of the business, please check out the reasons why you should not start a microgreen business video that I made right here on YouTube. And if you want to hear from microgreen growers who've struggled, overcome challenges, and made it work in various parts of the U.S., check out my podcast, the Growing Microgreens Podcast, available here on YouTube and anywhere podcasts can be found. And if you're looking to get started growing microgreens, my company, Modern Grower, sells seeds and 1020 microgreen trays that should last you a lifetime and beyond. You can learn more about that using the link below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time, be nice, be thankful, and do the work.